All right, hi, it's Amy from JRNY Overland, and I'm here with some amazing women that are doing the Rebelle rally. This is their third one, maybe this year.
Yes.
Yes.
Third year.
I went to their class last night, and I'm just impressed. I
Thank
could never
you.
drive a Jeep; that would terrify me. But navigating sounds really cool. But the wealth of knowledge that you have, like I don't even know how you
Thank
get
you.
there.
Just
But
learn. Yeah.
but yeah, so how did you guys like even get started in this? Like,
Yeah. So I've been off-roading for probably a solid 9 years now,
okay,
and full time pretty much in terms of it's my life. But we met in the middle of the woods at a women's event, and I was there the first time he drove Harry's Jeep, her husband's Jeep.
okay,
And now that ended up a year later, maybe,
yep,
of her getting her own Jeep. And that's the vehicle, our third teammate, that we compete in.
all right.
And so it's just spiraled from there. And it's what led me to work full time in the industry. And that's where that knowledge comes from, too, is just turning passion into a full time thing.
Okay.
So that's where we are started out. And then my other half is the one that we followed the Rebelle, and it just never occurred to me to do it.
Okay.
And he's the one that said, "You should totally do this.
Yeah.
You'd be great at this." And I was like, huh. And then I didn't tell her what I wanted to talk to her about. I was just like, "Hey, at this next off-road event, I want to talk to you about something." And she was like, "Okay." And then I told her about it, and she said yes. And then later on, she was like, "What are we
Oh,
doing?"
because you weren't wheeling yet, or you weren't
Oh, I was
driving.
100% wheeling.
Oh, you were.
but
Okay.
The only maps I had ever read were your good old Rand McNally, and the little number says it's 8 miles to the next town.
Okay.
That's the only
Yeah.
map reading I'd ever done, like anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she's telling me, I need you to be the navigator. I'm like, okay. So I went to the Missouri Department of Conservation and took my first orienteering class
Okay.
and started learning that way. And then once you sign up for the Rebelle, they have a whole library of videos on their website that you can go in and watch and learn and rewatch and rewatch and rewatch.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then you can connect with other groups and then find navigating groups in your area. And you can
Mhm.
go with them. And good practice is like geocaching
Oh, sure.
and doing so forth.
Sure.
So I did a lot of that. That just kind of helped me. And then we would get together and practice together.
Yep.
And so that's kind of how we
Yeah. I mean, I'm at the
started
point
going.
where I don't even really know how to use a compass yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like
Right.
so rudimentary, but
Yeah.
Right.
but
And now
I
it's
just must start taking some classes. So,
Yeah.
So I don't know, like you said. I mean, you did it through Missouri. I wonder if
I
we're from
did
Indiana, so I don't know. If there's
Mhm.
conservation department
okay.
Yep.
is where we started, or I
Yeah.
started,
Okay.
and
And
it's a free
then
class.
Okay.
yeah.
So
And you talked about some army or military or something.
Yeah, like just the Army Land Nav books that
Okay.
they have.
Okay.
Read through those. It doesn't apply directly, but the principles and concepts do.
Okay.
So there's a lot of good things in there. But then Rebelle Rally, as well as Barlow Adventures, puts on Rebelle Rally specific trainings
Okay.
that are not just about navigation. It's about going out to some of these terrains, like the Imperial Sand Dunes in Glamis
yeah.
are 300-foot tall dunes. And
It's a little intimidating.
I bet.
driving a sand rail or a side by side or something out there, a dune buggy, totally different from driving a fully loaded full size vehicle.
Yeah.
So going out and learning to do that, we're actually going to be doing a class in September right before the rally just to get some extra seat time.
Okay.
And like in the mornings, she blocks for me when I'm plotting, because you only have about an hour and a half every morning to plot your checkpoints before you have to be on the start line.
Okay.
Besides going over my vehicle, making sure everything's checking my fluids, checking my tires, packing up all of our gear, making sure we have everything. Because when we come in at night, when we come in and after we check in with our tracker, we have 1 hour to fuel, get whatever we need out of the vehicle, and lock it up.
Okay.
After we've gone over it again, so it's ready for the next day, because it goes into what we call impound.
Okay. So like,
All
they
the-
don't even let you access your vehicle after that.
Correct.
Right.
In case you're
Correct.
gonna do
Yep.
something to it. Or I don't know.
Right,
Like
right.
Yep.
Like if you need to go work on your vehicle, then you have to go to the mechanics and
Okay.
go with them and work in their area, because it's all about leaving the area the way you found it.
Okay.
No spills, no
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
you know,
Yep.
for
Okay.
tread lightly, principles.
Sure.
Yep.
And a lot of these areas that we are in are protected lands,
Okay.
and we have land permits to be able to have permission to go through there.
Yep.
And they want it left exactly the way we got it.
Sure. So at any point or in time, are you not rookies anymore? Like
After your first year.
After your
Okay.
first year.
Okay.
Yep. So there's basically Rookie of the Year, or now they do a podium for Rookie of the Year because they started having so many rookies just 1 point away from each other. And really, it's another one of those like badges. You know, it's like you are both rookies coming and doing this, and you were the top of the rookies.
Okay. Wow.
So you're still in the regular placements with everybody else, but they have that separate designation. So like Kara and her teammate Danielle last year were second place Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
And it was by like 1 point, I think.
Wow.
1 or 2 points, very close. So Kara and Danielle, well, Kara will be competing again this year, but with Holly. Holly is a competitor. She's competed every year.
So now you're back at fundraising.
We're back
Yes,
at fundraising.
yes.
Yeah. How do you fundraise? Like, what is your main ways to get?
A big one is sponsorships and
Okay.
working with companies that align with, you know, the overall goals and empowering women in motorsports, getting more women into competitive positions, driving or co-driving, is a big part of it, and just empowering more women when it comes to off-road and in this general automotive industry.
Okay.
But I forgot what I was going to say with that last part.
And then we do events like this
Oh,
where
yes.
we some of our sponsors don't give us money, they give us product,
Oh.
and then we in turn around and raffle that and share their product that way.
Oh, awesome.
Mhm.
And then something I learned my first year, these women had their back bumper signed by all these people, and I was like, tell me about that.
Yeah.
So it was family members, it was friends. I'm like, I love that idea.
Okay.
$5, $20
Right.
here or there.
Yeah.
And then their name, they got to go along with
Yep.
you on the trip. Because
Yep.
their name, yeah.
Yep.
That's
So
really cool.
for us, $20 or more, you get to sign my bumper, so you go along with us on the Rebelle.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that's how
So-
we even just slowly trying to start a YouTube channel. Like, bugged our family, friends. They're probably were tired of buying T-shirts and things. You
Yeah.
know?
Right.
But-
Well, we have that too.
Yeah, well, okay.
Yep.
Yep. And buy them at the merch table inside.
Oh, can
Mhm.
we? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
we've
that's
got
true because
hats
I have a
and-
grit and grace. So now that I have
Yeah.
met you
Yes.
guys,
Yeah,
I have to
Yep.
support.
And it's with the same with Jared
Same
and
vendor.
Kayla with Shop Overland
Yeah, we
Apparel.
saw that.
They're
That's
lovely.
a really neat thing.
They're
I'm
really
sure
good
there's
people.
a lot of
They're really good
people starting out that, you know, it's hard to like sell merchandise for yourself,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
And they just do all of it for you.
Yeah,
Jared
and
Kayla's
they
fantastic.
all the profits after cost of goods and all of that, he just gives it right to us to help us raise money. So
Wow.
it's nice because it's that little extra every month. It might only be, you know, 40 or $50, but all of a sudden you're like,
Adds
that
up.
$40, $50 adds up,
Yeah.
makes a difference.
Well, thank you guys.
You know, there's a bunch of them around.
Yes.
They've got a booth over here. Really good people. So really like my hitch is dirt calm. Some of the vendors you work with, you know, it's hard to work with. Others are incredible. Dirt calm was just fantastic to work with. Moonshade, again, real good people. So I strongly recommend those. I added. The Moonshade only comes with 2 poles, and then you're supposed to attach this into your vehicle somehow.
Oh.
And they use magnets is one of the ways they do that, and that's what I've got up here. I've got the magnet, so I don't need those poles, but I do it this way so that if I wanted to pull out with the car, I wouldn't have to break the whole
gotcha.
tent down.
You
I can just break the magnets,
Okay.
and now I can actually drive off and come back.
And it's set up. Okay.
Yeah, so I added the 2 poles for that reason. So.
Nice.
Yeah. Just what people do, you know.
Yeah. Well, we camp. I mean, we love the outdoors, and I'm ready to get another vehicle, and I've been looking at Subarus, and then just to see that you had the setup, like I don't know if I would camp in it.
Yeah.
I might camp together with him, but it'd be
Right.
nice to just have a vehicle that's, you know, able to go off road and.
Yeah. And I get it. This is really unique. You know, there's not a lot of one-person cars out on the road. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's true. What do you do if you Want to take a passenger? You
Yeah,
can.
no, I can't. Yeah,
We took the the Jeep seats in the back are out, so it's a 2-person vehicle.
right. And I did this, just retired this year, and not a lot of adventure years left, as far as getting out into the wild. So I kind of went all in on being able to hit the road and find some cool places. Maybe go to Alaska next year.
Where do you think you'll go? Like, are you do like?
I'd like to get all the way up to the Arctic.
Okay.
I've been up there before, and Alaska's just incredible.
Yeah.
Strongly recommend everybody.
We've been to the Kenai Peninsula, but
Okay,
we've
yeah.
never been
Yeah.
all the way up.
Yeah. So I'd like to drive all the way up to the Arctic, either through Alaska or over through Canada. But there's some challenges.
Yeah.
It's a 2013, so it's already pretty old, 153,000 miles.
So it doesn't
on
look
So
well taken care of.
there's some concerns, and then the cross track is a little underpowered. There's only so much it can do.
Okay.
It looks like it'll, it's got all the beefy tires and stuff, but it's not a rock crawler.
Yeah.
You know that about Subarus and stuff.
Sure.
They'll go all kinds of places, and that's great. That's why I have it.
Yeah.
But it's not like
Yeah, you can't take them up on that.
these beasts that they have out here. So yeah.
Well, thank you for showing me.
Sure. Appreciate
Nice-
you guys stopping
nice
by.
setup.
I always like to
Yeah.
show off the effort.
Oh yeah, I mean you can tell. There's a lot of good design in it.
All right, we're here at More Expo, and we're walking through the campground, kind of looking around, scoping things out like you do. And man, I came across this Jeep here, and I was like, wow. Actually, I came across 2 Jeeps, dad and son, almost identical Jeeps. And I came up after the classes to try to catch them, and wasn't lucky enough to catch dad. Hopefully, he had safe travels on his way back. But I got son, and who I got here is
Zach Collins. Nice to
Zach
meet you.
Collins, right? And he's going to go over his rig and show us that. And I'm kind of excited just to hear about everything he's got.
Sure, absolutely. So I'll start in the bag. It's a 2021 JL Diesel Rubicon. Started as that is the base, but to really tell the story of why I did what I did, I'm a father of 2, a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. So when I go out overlanding, camping, rock crawling, whatever it may be, when I get home, I have to turn back into dad. So a lot of my build out has that to do with it, and the reason why I went with pack outs. So I love the look of a goose gear kitchen. There's nothing sexier in the back of the Jeep than that really beautiful wood and the furniture that you get back there. Not modular enough for a dad with kids that have throw backpacks and baseball bats and whatever needs to go in the back. So what we did is we designed a similar platform. So dad and I cut this out of marine grade ply, basically built a goose gear style platform. When we did that, we hooked up with American Adventure Lab, who actually makes these nice red box plates for the Milwaukees. We're able to bolt those direct, and it gives us really cool modular space. So I have, like here, just to give an example, spices, faucet holder, Ziplocs, all of your body wipes, cooking equipment, spatulas, forks, knives, spoons, lighters. So this is my little camp kitchen that comes in with the little tray table. I think it's, I can't even remember who makes this guy. Trailgater.
Trailgater.
So it's one of the premium Trailgaters. Love it. Comes with a magnet for it. We do have running water, which is kind of cool. You can double tap. You got running water, just a couple seconds. The line bleeds. This is made by Dometic.
Cool.
So measured, fill a pot, 32 ounces, and one button touch. It's pretty slick.
Good.
Decided to stay budget with the fridge. This is an Amazon special Uhomi brand. It's been running for over 2 years, 0 problems.
Cool.
And when I mean running for 2 years, it has not turned off in the Jeep in over 2 years and been running perfectly. No complaints. Power systems, EcoFlow, powered by the alternator charger that they make too. So a long day out, take 2 hours on a trail. I'm fully charged when I get back to camp at night, so I don't have to worry about exterior generators. Have plenty of power without having to have a ton of batteries.
Right.
I didn't want to have that. And up top's all my recovery gear. So snatch blocks, ropes, soft shackles, things like that, easy to access.
And you got that on a Vector shelf there, I see.
Yep. So on the Vector grocery getter basket, it's done really well. And actually, there's sneaky things too hidden. So space is always everything.
Oh yeah.
I love the Genesis Jetboil system. I wanted it so bad, it doesn't fit. So I had to find something that fit my needs. And I've actually got a Camp Chef that's actually hidden behind this pack out.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you can see it, but it actually stays
It goes
vertical.
behind it.
No rattles,
Yeah.
perfectly
Oh,
fit.
cool,
I'm like,
cool.
it's all about the science
Yeah,
for me and
cool.
getting everything to work.
Good.
Onboard home internet, so we have internet broadcast all the time, so we have access. And that kind of sums up the back.
Cool.
You have lighting hidden up top.
Okay. Yeah.
Built in as well.
LED lighting in
Yep,
there.
LED lighting for
on,
kitchen.
on the strip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Cool. What kind of rooftop RTT you running?
So this is Top Oak Overland. We were one of the few right after a bunch of the social media influencers took in and started getting the rooftop tents. We watched a few reviews. I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with like KC250 and Storytell Now and Matt McClellan,
Yeah,
Ozark
yeah,
Overland.
yeah.
They all did those reviews and they all paused because they've had everything from Alucab to iCampers, and they said, I mean, yeah, for the money,
Yeah.
And so Dad and I were like, this is going to be our first one. Let's not buy a $4,000 mistake. Let's try it, see if we even like it, and we've loved it. So the only mod that we've done to the tent specifically is our friends over at Go FSR have a mattress that fits flawlessly. It's their AirCore mattress, and it gives me a really cool opportunity to be plush.
Oh, cool.
So you air it up with the factory mattress. I've almost got 4 inches of mat.
No
So,
kidding.
Yeah, we leave
Cool.
factory mattress in it. You can
Oh
shrink.
wow.
Super
and
great.
it folds down hard top.
Yep.
Folds down. Yeah. You got it racked up on a Gobi rack.
Yep, on a Gobi rack. So this is the newest edition. I bought the wrong thing the first time, and I bought the snake oil of the DZ rack that was really cheap. They can hold a lot of weight.
Yeah.
One Colorado trail, and a tent slides halfway off your top and almost breaks your top. You probably don't want that.
Oh
product
no.
in.
Oh wow.
So it was
Wow.
a rain gutter mount with feet. The science sounded really cool. It sounded really easy. And then we started getting road anxiety. We're like, now what do we do besides gravel?
Right. Exactly.
We don't want to have any shifts. So
exactly.
went with the new Gobi with the added molly panels just for
Okay.
that cool look, and a little bit of security protection and getting
Yeah.
into my staff.
Exactly. Good. Well, man, thank you so much. I
Absolutely.
appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.
Thanks for
It's awesome
doing that.
to meet
Thanks
you.
for the channel. And
Absolutely.
great job. Okay, good. We're here on the channel, and this is kind of a special day for me. I came in Thursday. We got here Thursday. Kind of walked around. You always walk around and want to hook up and meet people and stuff. And I was very fortunate enough to run into a group of veterans that are here that are doing some things that are just fantastic. And I promised them I'd come back and we put this on the channel, and that's what we're here today to do. And it's it's one of those things that God directs you to do. You ever been there where you're going down the journey, you're walking down the path, and kind of get a nudge to get going there? And I got that nudge yesterday because I saw some of the veteran stuff, and I came over and I talked to some guys here, my new friends, and they led me to this. So this is what we're going to do. We're going here right now with
Brandon,
and he's going to talk to us about his journey a little bit. He was late coming in, and we didn't get a chance to talk to him then, but we talked about that, and we're going to do this here. So tell me a little bit about yourself and this battle.
so the Battle Heart Foundation.
Battle Heart Foundation, and you.
So I'm Brandon Battleheart. That's my last name, and I'm 100% for PTSD with the VA, and I kind of felt entitled sitting on my butt so young when my dad raised me to basically put food on the table for my family. And so I wanted to do something because I was just I was just bored going from warfighter, raising my son, daddy daycare, and I didn't have that sense of purpose that we had. And I had Wounded Warrior Project help me when I get out. I had a bunch of organizations and other people help me, and I just felt this. It's my way of giving back. It's my way of saying thank you, paying it forward. And ultimately, I'm also learning about my PTSD, especially raising a 2-year-old, setting an example, trying to create that environment that allows him to feel strong, confident, and obviously he's learning his feelings. He's only 2, but the mistakes that were learning experiences that I didn't know existed when I got married and had a woman that literally would sit by my side even when I'm being a complete and total
ass.
For lack of a better term. And
I couldn't think of a better one that didn't fit.
and I'm infantry too, so like my lack of filter,
So I was spot on.
and it's it's taught me, I became a man, not just because I had to be a better father and a better husband, but if I can do it at 35 and I had no guidance, adopted, raised in foster care, and I made it, so can other dudes and gals as well. And my biggest thing is I don't drink because of the abusive childhood. So I'm basically raw dogging my PTSD without medicine from the VA, and it's a lot harder, trial by fire, so to speak. And but I know a lot of suicides, depression, and the guys that just feel alone and left behind, that go to the bar, and just essentially corporatizing the campfire with the camaraderie of the people. And I turned that, it helped me. I remember I was laying in the river during the Afghanistan pullout, because I was in Kunduz where I lost my best friend on my deployment, and it broke me. I've slayed a lot of demons in my life, and my wife wouldn't have known. My wife was pregnant, she lost her job during COVID, and I lost some control of my own self. And if I can do it and pull myself out of that river, and I can do something about it, make something out of nothing, there's hope for others. And obviously when I started that journey back in 2019, it's morphed into 3 different companies, and then it became a nonprofit through a 501c3. And then I've had people reach out from Florida, Australia. He was an Australian vet, which is kind of cool, because when you fight the war on terror the way we're trained, everybody's affected a certain way. And you know, I went international in the first year, and I'm like, I don't know how to process this, but it's just, for me, there's 3 facets. And the first one is strength, because it obviously takes a certain amount of strength and courage to overcome the evils of what we've dealt with, to protect the innocent, protect the people that have the freedom to wake up in the day because of those that have sacrificed. So there's obviously that component. There's purpose, because it was my sense of purpose. Everybody needs a sense of purpose, a sense of direction, or you just go off your path, so to speak. And then there's the accountability side. The accountability side, there's a lot of veterans out here, and it's crazy, or veteran family members, and we just disappear from the stupidity of life, because life is hard. So if you can come out here and just reset, and you go back at it next week, keeps you off the bottle, keeps you off all the dark shit. And
that speech is good. And the thing about it is too, and the one thing that kind of got me though, it kind of gave me goosebumps at the moment, is as I say, my term in the military was not there's no wars going, there's no conflict going. I was in the training branch, and I just trained officers and trained people and trained soldiers, and I got out and went into law enforcement and did 32 years with state police, and same regard of training.
Yep.
Did 15 years training, like I said, with companies that trained military,
like the government contractors and stuff.
Right.
Yep.
Did that for 15 years, and now I'm trying to refocus and do some stuff that I think is very important. And I do this, and I try not to do it in a way. When you were talking about that, and you were giving your story, and I was hoping and I was praying that I didn't trigger something.
No, you're good.
No, you don't understand. This is my statement. I didn't want to trigger something. And when you said something about the demons out there, right? You know, there's 2 demons. There's a red-eyed demon, and there's a blue-eyed demon.
Oh, it's like the red pill, blue pill from the Matrix.
The red-eyed demon tried to take me.
Yep.
The blue-eyed demon saved me. So that's what I'm thinking about when I talk to you, is that you, and the one thing I want to let you know this is too, is that we try to save the world.
Yeah.
We try to save the world, and when we try to save the world, it comes back on us, because then we absorb all of that inside.
Yep.
What I will say to you is this, from the statement that you talked about earlier when I first walked up and first met you, where you've come from when you were 19
Yep.
to where you're at now. The reason you've walked that path, and the reason you've not failed, and the reason you have succeeded, and the reason that you're there, and the reason your mindset has changed, and the reason your heart has changed for your family, is God put you on that path. And there's one thing I want you to take from this, from the old man standing here. You stay on that path, and you let God direct you, and you'll make it to the end. The other thing I want to say to you is this: we can't save everybody. We can't. I've tried. I failed. I gave it a hell of an effort. But what I can say is this, what you just said: if I save one,
Yep.
99 sheep are out there, and one drifts off, and I go get that, and I bring that sheep back, then I've done the Lord's work.
Yeah.
All right. God bless you, my friend.
Yep, you
I love
too.
you, man.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
All
You
right.
too.
An opportunity just to meet like-minded folks, and that's what we're here. And we had when we first come in, when we first set up our camp and parked here and got our campsite set up, and we noticed we had neighbors to our left here, and well, neighbors to the right and the left, but specifically the ones we met were real cool. And we talked. Everybody gets set up, then they came over and we started having a conversation evening here. We've come over and we're at their setup, and we're having conversation and we're talking. We got a nice little fire going here, and it's just a good thing. And that to me is the special part about this. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Phil and Erica.
Hi.
And Amy from the land of Lincoln. So we've met them here, and we're just going to kind of have a little general conversation about being here and what brought them here. And I'll start with Phil and ask him about why he chose to come to Moore and what he was looking for when he got here and his expectations, and did the expo meet his expectations?
Yes, we've been looking into getting into the overlanding scene, and we've been trying to get over here for past couple years. Mom had her deal and kind of, but yeah, we've been looking to getting set up to do this more and getting ideas of rigs, how we want to build ours and what have you. But yeah, a lot of good ideas.
Mm-hmm. And Phil's looking at he's kind of going for a base is going to be his foundation is going to be a Gladiator. He's looking for a Gladiator Rubicon, and he's going to want to build off of that. And that's one of the things you get when you come to one of these places. There was, I would say maybe around 300-400 people here in the camp area. Mm-hmm. that was here, and a lot of them are running Jeeps. They're running the Gladiator with rooftop tents and that's what he was looking for. He's looking for that. Some of the things he's looking for, he was able to see here and see that would fit in. And we got Erica here, who has come along. She's really kind of got an interest in YouTube, making some YouTube stuff and a startup on that, and also the camping and the experience of that. And I'll let her tell us a little bit about what her expectations were before she came, and did this meet her expectations?
I was really hoping to be able to see the tents and the different things where you could touch them and see them, because you don't get an idea just looking at a picture as much as you can. When you can see it, and then you can decide, well, okay, this is the one that fits on that truck, or this fits on that. And walking around the camp, everybody had such great setups that you could.
And everybody's so nice.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just walk up to anybody you didn't know them and ask them, "Hey, what do you got?" And they'd show you. You know,
Good.
just like you did. I mean, we
mm-hmm.
checked out your stuff. You was super nice, and
and that's part of it too. And did what you, and both of you at the same time, not necessarily pointing to one, but did it meet your expectations? What you kind of had in mind, or what you kind of thought?
Yeah,
about?
it really did. Yeah.
So,
So we're wanting to go to the Expo East, meet up with you out there, and try that out and see what happens there.
And that's the thing too. I mean, it is ironic, it is odd, it is whichever you will call it. I call it a fact that it's God's work. I really do. I call it that because the reason I started this, and the reason I started into doing it upon retirement, was I wanted to find. I honestly wanted to find the good in folks, and you guys know that story. And I'm not going to go into it about my expectations of finding folks that like-minded people, good people that you could share things with and do things with. And we not only making the plans for Overland East, but we're making plans to meet halfway and maybe do some camping, do some some state parks and see some things. And they've already talked about some of the areas that are in their area that we would probably like in that too. So. And I got Amy back here in the back in the corner. I'd like her to kind of step up and give us. It's been a long day. It's been a long day of. It started out kind of weird. We had breakfast and had a decent breakfast, and we decided to go up and go to the venue and we forgot about everything that didn't we? I mean, we made 2 or 3 trips back because we forgot equipment, we forgot microphones, we forgot what. But no, Amy, go ahead and give us a little bit of your opinion on, and you've done these before and that, but I think give your opinion on your expectation of more and what you found here.
Yeah, because you've been to more and I haven't, but I've been to expos. So I anticipate it's going to be the same in some respects where you have the vendors, you've got a lot of the fellow YouTube people that we've grown to like really become friends with that have other channels, and started when we started our build, we were watching their channels to like get ideas just like you guys did too. We found out we had lots of people in common that we watched, and it was just really neat to go to some of the classes. I found myself the first time I went to an expo, I wasn't really like, I didn't even think about classes. We were just looking at all the different vendors and just figuring out what equipment was out there. And now, the more we get into it, the more I realize, there's so many avenues I want to learn. I went to navigation ones. I love like trip planning, and so.
Yeah, the classes were really neat.
They're very informative, and it seems like every time I go to one, I like learn something new.
Yeah.
So it's like
The Gaia one was really
the Gaia
awesome.
one was great. Watching the girls that did the
Rebelle rally.
I'm just learning about that. That was pretty, amazing feat to these women that I'd like to live vicariously through them to see them on these rallies. So.
Good. And let me ask you, Phil and Erica, that when you was going through here and then you noticed that the people were friendly and everybody was really nice, and it was a genuine niceness that people showed. And the classes you talked about, what classes did you guys attend here that maybe you can take back and learn from?
Oh, the Gaia one, is what was probably my best one that I
I learned
enjoyed.
a lot in that one. It was.
And the YouTube class. The guy that did that, I don't know who that teacher was.
Oh, well, that was probably the answer I was waiting for.
Yeah, that class was the best.
That class was awesome.
It
right?
was. It was awesome.
Very
Yeah.
informative.
Yeah.
Polite,
Super
open,
nice guy,
Super
too.
nice guy.
And
Good.
a lot of input from the other students in the class.
Yeah.
It was a lot of participation.
It was a good time.
Oh,
It was
good.
a good time.
Good. Have you ever heard of Gaia before, or anything like that as far as
I'd heard of
mapping
it,
and
but
stuff?
never really messed with it. But
So do you think that'll help you with
Oh,
your
most
endeavors
definitely,
now?
yeah.
It seems like it's got a lot of good things in it.
a lot of
And
good
the
info.
layers that Matt was talking about, I think that'll be the best part, because you can look at all the different things. And
yeah, and it was nice to meet him. We watch him on YouTube, and to actually meet him, it was
and he
pretty
was
neat.
nice.
Yeah,
He
just-
wasn't fake. He
yeah,
was just
he was a
what
real
is
real
on
guy.
TV.
And it is weird to and that's the cool thing about coming to these too. These people are so down to earth with you. Bill and Deb,
Yeah,
Kadiwam.
yeah, they're great people.
Great people too.
Yeah, awesome.
Kara was just fundamental. The girls that you interviewed and talked to about with Rebelle,
Oh yeah,
with
very
the
nice,
rally,
yeah.
down to earth,
They just
nice.
want to help you, and anything they could do to probably help you get into the same scene they're in. They give you their numbers, they give you whatever. If I wanted to call any of them, I'm sure they'd respond and
That
give me
seemed
input.
like
and-
everybody that you met and you said, what's your opinion on this? What do you think about this? They were more than willing to take 15, 20, 45 minutes to stand there and tell you, this is what I do, this is what I think, this is what I think you might want, but maybe you like this. And if it wasn't what they liked, they would tell you, well, I've got this, but I don't like this aspect, I don't like this aspect. You may, but I don't. And they gave you a lot of good information that you could carry back.
When you mentioned that too, Erica, and you are looking into doing a YouTube, and you've got your channel. What is your channel, or your channel for YouTube? What would that be?
So life doesn't pass us by.
Okay, life doesn't pass us by. So for my people out there, subscribers or any viewers out there that see that, remember that, check that out, and
You get the link on the screens.
I'll put a link on the screen for her, and we'll build that up and have that. The things that you saw when you were doing your videos and taking pictures. Did that make you a little bit more comfortable with starting your channel and starting the photography thing and the filming and stuff like that?
I actually learned a lot watching you. Walking around behind you and watching how you were doing things, it made me a lot more comfortable with some of the things that I want to try, which is big to me. And you gave me a lot of good pointers, but I got a lot of good pictures before I got video, and I need to learn more video.
Good. And that's the whole thing, folks. I mean, it really is. It's an opportunity to come. It's an opportunity to join in and do something that you enjoy. You can add things together, like if it's not camping, it's videography, it's photography, it's talking, it's just having conversation. And man, I tell you honestly, 99.9% of the folks that we met here this weekend are fantastic, and these two are going to be longtime friends for us. So
And this guy here can dance.
Yes,
the dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to put the video in
Oh,
here.
that's right. We
This.
might have a little special blooper.
Yes.
And you know what? This guy here can edit that part out. So thanks.
I might
Thanks.
put that in as a short.
There you go.
A blooper.
A blooper.
There you go.
Access to
I
it.
could put that on my channel.
There you go.
And we were going to change the conversation. But thank you guys for tuning in, and thanks for that. And the other thing is cool. I'm trying to get 500 subscribers, and during that YouTube class, we kind of opened it up, and I think we bumped up probably what,
Oh,
473.
Another extra 25.
an extra 20 or 25. So thank you.
3, yeah.
The last comment I want to make too is in that regard, for everybody, that all the volunteers here, for Chris that put this on, for Matt, Kara. I want to thank you guys, Bill and Deb, for just putting on this show and doing that. And I really greatly appreciate it. And I also want to thank all the participants at Moore that came in touch with, Amy came in touch with, for the 2 JRNY Overland channel, that subscribe to that. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot to me. We appreciate it. So with that, that's it. More Expo 2025.
Good deal.